stay safe while shopping online. Amanda?
2013 had the most damaging series of cyber attacks in history. More than 552 million identities were exposed in data breaches last year. Now, a new Symantec study reveals that attacks are getting bigger. Director of Symantec Security Response, Kevin Haley, joins us this morning to tell us more and share the details of the company's latest Internet Security Threat Report. Good morning, Kevin. Thank you so much for joining us.
Glad to be here.
Okay, let's start out with that statistic right away. 552 million breaches last year. That is very scary, and that is incredibly high.
It's more than we've seen in any other year, and it represents breaches from hundreds of companies who have lost or stolen or had stolen our personal information. In fact, the top 8 companies lost over 10 million identities each in 2013.
So why did all of a sudden in 2013 we saw this huge spike in identity breaches? Are we doing something differently? Is there a disconnect somewhere? How is this happening?
I think it's the bad guys are doing something differently. They're getting better. They're more patient. They're looking to maximize what they can steal, and they're going after big companies because that's where the big payday is. The bad guys, they've stepped up their game. We need to step up our game too.
And you mentioned there's 8 companies. Let's talk about those 8 companies. And are they targeted specifically, like are they in the same kind of category, or is it across the board?
Well, as I said, there's hundreds that were targeted. These 8 were just very large ones, and it is a sign that the bad guys are looking to get the biggest bang for their buck. So they're going to go where they can steal the most, and that's big companies.
And we obviously all know about the situation with Target that happened right before the holidays, or I guess during the holidays.
Right, and that's just one of 8 or one of the hundreds. This is happening to all sorts of businesses who are having this data stolen, and it is large companies, but small and medium need to take steps to protect themselves as well. They're at risk too.
So let's talk about some of those steps. What should consumers be doing, and also what should companies be doing to make sure that all of our information is protected?
Well, companies, of course, need to announce when one of these breaches has happened to alert us so that we can watch for problems on our credit card statements, etc. And companies are generally pretty good at doing that. I would recommend to any company that they need to rethink their security posture. They need to understand what the important information they have is, what attackers would go after, and they need to take new steps, new processes to make sure that they're protecting it. As consumers, we not only have to be aware that somebody may have stolen our credit card, but we also have to protect our own PCs from attack. And that means having good, strong passwords, using the latest patches and software updates, and having good security software on them.
And I'm sure this is just really the tip of the iceberg. I mean, what if they start stealing like our health information? Where does it stop?
That's right, and we're putting more and more of that information online, and not only through businesses that we use, but we're also buying devices that measure our weight, that measure the amount of exercise we get. I've seen devices advertised that will measure your mood. That information is then all being sent out over the internet to a website where it can be displayed on our phone or our computer. That means it's on the internet. That means it's accessible to hackers as well. So we need companies to be transparent about what they're doing with that data, and also to make sure that it's protected and that the bad guys can't steal it.
Well, Kevin, thank you very much for your very informative interview this morning. I really appreciate all the information that you shared with us.
Thank you. My pleasure.
And don't go anywhere. The Morning Blend will be back before